What's up, guys, girls, and goons? Don't forget to watch the video all the way through, leave a like and subscribe, and today we'll be diving into this cringe furry marriage. For now on, we're going to start a new video series where I will read stories and try not to cringe. If you got some horrible fanfics you guys want me to react to, don't be afraid to send them. I really don't know what I just signed myself up for. Peace Wolf on Twitter is a furry, and there is a lot of interesting things going on in this Twitter thread about her being divorced. So let's start this story off right. The fox and his lily. Oh my god. Why is it taking itself so seriously? Hello, my name is Nicole, aka Peace Wolf. I am an artist and con chair within the furry fandom. In the age of the internet, a lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on. So in order to prevent this lie in the furry community, I guess, she's about to spit and spill some tea about her traumatic marriage experience with this guy named Fox. God, look at this art. Just her with the peace sign, Peace Wolf, I get it. And this guy, this fat fuck with a fedora. Oh my God, why would you date someone like that? And he's just kissing her ring, and she's about to die of cringe. Now that myself and my ex-husband, oh God, that feels so weird to say, Foxglove are legally divorced, I feel that the time has come for me to share my side of the story to allow myself a voice and be heard after almost a year of gossip and rumors why our relationship soured and ultimately failed. How the relationship started. I found myself in my very first online relationship at the age of 17. I had no identity to call my own and did not feel fulfilled in regard to the love and attention I was getting from my parents growing up. The void I was feeling compounded over years. Desperate, I rushed into a relationship with the first person that gave me the attention I craved. After 3 years of mostly online dating, I married in 2017 at the age of 21. Dang, so that means you're like in a 4-year relationship, but most of that, which would probably be 3 years, was online. And then you rush into marriage after that. Oh my God, bro, this is so down bad. Like, please, God, any of you watching this video, do not do something so stupid, especially if you're dating someone online, because you don't really know that person, or how I like to put it, you don't really know anyone until you start to live with them. Especially rushing into something like marriage. That should be an option you shouldn't consider for just anyone. I learned that Fox had a mold for the perfect wife planned out before we met, and he did everything in his power to groom me into it. Oh my God, this is so cursed. He had a fictional relationship of an illustrated woman named Lily who was always pregnant, birthing children for him. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have an issue with furries, and I'm pretty sure a majority of the earth does not give a fuck whether or not you're wearing an animal suit or not, but this other weird baggage that comes with the association of being one is fucking horrible. It's just so upsetting because it seems like if you're a furry, there's just guaranteed, like, you're gonna have something weird going on with you sexually, like diaper fetishes or something like that. Like, why? But hey, I guess I can't expect much from a bunch of people that think they're animals or at least pretend to be animals. All of which have already been named. Does not work is subordinate and unquestioning. Lily became my new pet name, and deviations from the fiction were quickly scolded. I realized that I was not loved for who I was, but was conditional based on the role I could play in a fantasy. I honestly don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of stuck in a rut between this being extremely pathetic or just plain fucking creepy. Mainly creepy though, because I can't imagine a dude like dating my daughter or dating a female friend of mine and they're all like,
"Oh, I have my fan fiction drawn out, and you're gonna be Lily, this wife that I've always wanted. I drew her up to be like this, and she's gonna be like, that's gonna be you."
How does that conversation start? Like, how do you lay that down on your significant other? Like, oh, I have a fictional wife, and you're gonna be her. How do you start that conversation? How do you break that ice? That is just so fucking weird to me. It's like this fat fuck is a director, like,
Oh, you're gonna be playing the role of my wife.
for the rest of your fucking life. Fixes his glasses, tips his fedora. Here's your script, Lily. But my name's Nicole. Oh my god. Anytime I would engage in interest for myself, drawing, playing musical instruments, crafting, instead of things his Lily would be doing, he would get upset and complain. If I spent time with friends that did not play into his fiction, he would complain. Feeling stifled, I began to shut down emotionally just to lessen the guilt and shame of falling short of his vision. Honestly, this just kinda pisses me off. Like a dirty, egotistical bastard just treated a female like this. God, I sound like a cringe white knight there. But my point still stands. Like, it doesn't even have to be a female. Just the fact that he treated anyone like this is just so sick and bizarre to me. I just can't imagine the concept of having a wife or having a friend or just anybody in my life, and I have this fictional idea of what I want them to be, and I just force that onto them. It's like this ugly fuck thinks he's Shakespeare or something, writing down scripts for people's lives. Like, what in the... And just what kind of human being do you have to be to put up with something like that? Somebody, like, you're just living your life, and somebody's just trying to make you be some fictional character they made up. Like, I couldn't imagine if I got married, right? And the girl's just like, Deshaun, you're not Deshaun anymore. For now on, you're Peter Parker. I'm like, but I don't want to be Peter Parker. Climb up the wall! Climb up it! I can't do it! That's a work of fiction, for God's sake!
Say something funny like him.
Baby, please, have you gone mad? I'm sorry, I could not hold it in. There are whispers from concerned I'm sorry, it's too funny. There are whispers from concerned friends and family over the years. Like, how do you put up with that for years? People tell me that Fox was not good for me. I was too naive to ever listen. Like, naive or just stupid? You can't be that dumb. Is that rude? Is that fucked up? Where do you gotta be mentally for that? Guys, am I fucked up? In denial that they just didn't understand and that they were judging Fox unfairly. But the truth is, they saw him for what he really was, a narcissist preying on the inexperience of a sheltered girl. Despite the loving front he would put on in public, behind closed doors, I was nothing more than a groomed trophy wife. All affection, such as kissing, stopped abruptly with marriage, which is where the fetishes came out. Dude, why did I do this for a video? Like, this is real. This happened. This shit is just so, like, immature, unintelligent, creepy. How do you describe something like that? So, like, there has to be a word that, like, compiles all of that. Something very creepy but childish. But then it subverts your expectations because that thing that was creeping you out that's displaying very childish things is actually a grown-ass man. How the relationship fell apart. 3 days before Free For All, July 2020, the convention in which I am the con chair, I received multiple leaked screenshots anonymously from concerned staff that Fox was fooling around and planned to have... I want this video to be monetized, so we're gonna say, snacks. Fooling around and planned to have snacks with another female member of staff who was one of my close friends who also happened to be our roommate that year for the hotel. The texting dated back for months, including explicit photos and detailed descriptions of what they planned to get up to at the convention, with the thrill of doing it all behind my back while I was running it. While utterly devastated, I still had to work and be professional for the critical launching year. Imagine taking like a furry convention this seriously. Like if I were to run like a gaming convention or an anime convention or something like that and my marriage was messed up, or if I knew somebody was gonna sleep with my wife behind my back while I was running something, I don't know about you guys, but I think I'd be a little more worried about my marriage. Your husband's literally sleeping with one of the staff members while you're at work. Imagine you and your wife are working at McDonald's and she's just in the back getting fucking railed by the manager. And you're sitting there keeping it professional while you're on fry duty. That sounds crazy. I briefly asked Fox if he was doing anything I should know about with another woman, and he said no. Of course he did. Not knowing I've been sent the receipts, I then showed him the evidence, and only at that point did he confess to what he had done. I requested that he not be in the hotel room alone with this woman at any point during the convention, to which he promised he wouldn't. I ended up catching them in the room together by themselves at least once during the convention. So you, the person that your husband was trying to cheat on you with, and him all went on like a trip together and were sharing a hotel. And you have evidence that they were basically planning on doing these things, and you're just like, fuck it. Just don't stay in the same hotel room. That sounds crazy to me. Like, you're not even trying to basically fix your marriage at that point. You're not even showing that you're upset. It's all, like, you're not rewarding it, and you're not showing any real form of concern. It seems like this girl just never really put her foot down in terms of their relationship. And honestly, you do need to put your foot down, because ultimately that is your relationship and nobody else's. This was not the first time Fox had done things of a sexual nature with other people. Discovering similar messages a year prior with other people, when confronting him then, he told me it was my fault for not satisfying his sexual needs and been falling short of those expectations essentially since the day we got married. Bro, the way people just talk to each other, that is crazy. Like, there's no way this dude opened his mouth and you believed any of the horse shit that was coming out of it. How do you tolerate this shit? Imagine your husband cheating on you or doing something with another woman. He's like, oh, I did that because you're not enough for me. You fucking... What a piece of shit. Fox would not move or open his eyes during snack time. I tried to participate in his sexual role plays of pregnant Lily, but the fact he could not do so successfully in real life led him to resent me. Our snack time life ultimately settled on pivot. Oh my god, that is TMI. She pulled out the peg leg, all right? The peg leg. Once a month to help him disassociate, the woman he decided to cheat with was married and had children of her own, satisfying his fetishes more than I could. Please pretend that you're pregnant while we fuck. It's so hot. It's triggered a full-on panic attack. I could hardly breathe, crying for hours. I resolved to shove my feelings down as far as humanly possible for the sake of being able to run free for all. That's actually insane. And that's what I did. To the best of my abilities, I did not tell a single soul about what was going on and tried to put on a front of stability, all the while crumbling on the inside. Only a couple of attendees had the relationship experience to see I was in serious pain, primarily Jason Effects and Cabe's Corner, attendees and new friends I was slowly developing online at the time. I had not had the opportunity to spend any time with them during the convention as they were busy, but I did get to see them during the after party, and they were very supportive, friendly, and helped pack up the con despite not being on staff. I really needed friends I could trust to talk to, so I invited them to stay in town one more day before they drove home. When I confined all this news to them, Jay and Kay helped me formulate a plan for the next month, helping both me and Fox read books like The 7 Levels of Intimacy, taking courses like the Big 5 personality test to generate couples report to find the point of friction, and talking to both of us every day to check in and see if things are getting better in professional couples counseling. Fox scored a 0 in empathy. Well, no shit. Guy sounds like a real charmer. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna lie. Looking at this cringe, like, this is just fucking tails slapped onto furry OC art. Like, why? Why you gotta do my boy Tails like that, man? Like, maybe if you're, like, winning and you were a douchebag, that would work, but being a loser and a douchebag is just not it. Scored a 0 in empathy, meaning he had no desire to develop a capacity to understand or feel what other people were experiencing, and thus my needs were never validated. J and K encouraged me to take a weekend away from the hostile home environment I was in and visit them in Canada. I learned quickly how broken my marriage really was, getting to spend time with genuine friends that offered the support structure I was missing in my life. Despite efforts, my relationship with Fox continued to deteriorate over the next few months. My focus and attention drifted further and further towards my friends rather than working on our attraction to each other. Both Fox and I invited Jay and Kay to visit us at our home for 10 days with plans to experiment near the end of the visit with Fox's full knowledge. Consent and encouragement. Okay, this sounds good. As a cuckold that would not participate nor be invited behind closed doors. What? So these friends that were telling her about how horrible her marriage were are now pulling up to destroy her walls while her husband is a cuck to it all. Oh my God, this is so cursed. So I went to, I guess, Jay's page, and he has this. He's flexing the fact that he fucked this dude's wife. I'm kind of sad I looked at his media on Twitter because I saw some things that I'm... Why would you make reptiles rail a mammal? And this guy's also married. So these friends that came over that did that to Nicole, they're married. Oh my. Why can't you guys just like animals? I like animals too, man, but why does it always gotta be something weird and sexual? Keep it together, man. Fox helped prepare their arrival by drawing their personas on the guest bedroom whiteboard, partially nude and flirting with each other. The ideas of being a cuckold was exciting to him. That man was capping. Everything went as planned without drama or hostility. Everyone seemingly having a great time. However, Fox grew jealous of the attention I was receiving and started showing his true colors in the second week. As his efforts to flirt with Cab's corner were rejected, this included referring to her as Miss Kate and rushing to open doors with the milady to force a front of chivalry. Fox then began to do everything in his power to get attention, even negative attention. He alternated between extremes of crying on the floor in the master bedroom closet, curled up in a fetal position, to baking cookies and delivered them to the guest room door while myself, Jason, and Kate were engaging intimately with each other. After witnessing domestic verbal abuse, Jason confronted Fox in the living room and put him in his place, while Cabs consoled me in the closet of my bedroom. The closet was my hiding place when Fox became frustrated with me. Fox never had a strong father figure, as his father was imprisoned during his upbringing for voyeurism towards minors. Formerly by another name, Fox legally changed his name to identify his persona's name and moved states to further disassociate from his family's criminal history. We used my last name when we got married. Dang, honestly, all that stuff that I just read kind of just felt like a low blow. Like a punch in the gut, because what does this have to do with anything? Did I really need context on this dude's life? What does that do for the story? Does that help me understand him more or something? Because it doesn't feel like it. I made up my mind quickly in that 10-day period that I no longer wanted to be married to Fox and requested space from him in the last couple of days of their visit so I could start planning how to tell him that I wanted a divorce. Myself, Jay, and Kay went to visit one of my other close friends to get their opinions on how I should approach it. While at my friend's house, our phones began to blow up with messages that Fox was having a meltdown over his whiteboard drawing being erased and replaced with one made by Cabs, and that I had begun to pack my things. He had been rapidly sending text messages to my friends and family that I was running away and being drugged and sex trafficked. That is actually... why is it always on 100? Why is it on 10 every time? Out of all the lies you could tell, you do the most extreme one. Like, oh my God. Why are these people so fucked? Like, this entire situation sounds fucked on both sides. He was suicidal and was in serious danger of hurting himself and others. He then sold Cab's Corner's belongings that were left in our house and put them in the back of a rental car and drove to my friend's home with his gun, parking the rental car behind Jay and Kay's to box them in. Fox had spun such a narrative of hysteria in one night that my friends broke into my house to check up on him. They had the police summoned, my parents, and many others all at once late into the night for a grand conspiracy to steamroll any attempt to take my ring off. It didn't work, however, as I still told him I wanted a divorce despite all the theatrics. Fox spent most of the night on his knees, groveling and emotionally compromised with the open pistol on his hip. He later denied the threats of suicide, but the messages were kept. The entire ordeal was the most traumatic night of my life, as my parents were furious to be blindsided that I was unhappy. They, like many, assumed from the surface that we were a normal, healthy, married couple. Fox was crawling and vomiting on the floor and wearing my jewelry when my mother went with me to pick up more of my things so that I could move into an apartment. I pawned the wedding ring he gave me that he would rub and obsess over. He said, "Don't forget I bought this for you." She says, "For a little over $100 on the first day living by myself." And $100 wedding ring. This dude sucks. I know it's not about the money, but he ain't got nothing. How can you do her so dirty and then try and act like this? You treat a girl like shit, act like you don't care, but at the last few minutes before she goes, you act like you actually give a damn. That's crazy. You probably don't even give a damn. You just throwing a temper tantrum like a child because the thought of you losing something is just unbearable. You just gotta have 2 cookies. You can't just eat one. Honestly, that's what this clown gets. Earlier I did say it's fucked on both sides, but kind of deserved. Fox would stick to a narrative that I had no agency of my own and that I was stolen property for months. Stolen property. Quickly adopting the facade of a wholesome Christian father figure and was lying about having children, Fox had little to no interest in religious beliefs prior to the divorce. Oh, this dude is a fucking... Somebody's got to beat his ass, bro. That's what it seems like to me. Literal walking sack of shit of a human being. Fox insisted that if I did not give him a child of his own, that he would satisfy the craving by other means. We fostered a 17-year-old teenager for a few months leading up to the divorce. We never adopted her out of DHS custody, and we were under monthly review. Satisfy the What the fuck am I reading? She is now an adult and moved out to live with a healthier, loving family. I was not visited or contacted by her since we lived together for a brief period of time. I don't know why, but that just rubs me the wrong fucking way. Fox would send a plethora of letters and phone calls that gradually transitioned from denial to threats, all of which I kept for safekeeping. Some of these threats detailed on how he would never stop, would pursue me until death, and that if I leave, I would pay dearly and he would ensure suffering would come my way. He would then tweet how he loved me seconds later on social media, playing a sociopathic game. Fox would spend the majority of his spare time conspiring and obsessing over my life, taking over my Peace Wolf fan Discord, hacking into my Twitch account during live streams, harassing my friends, and turning the convention domain into ransomware, among other attacks at my reputation. This escalated to hopping the security fence at my apartment complex and stealing my car on my birthday, going as far to break the wheel lock I had left on it despite already having a vehicle of his own. This too got the attention of security, the apartment complex, and my parents, who stormed down to complain. They need to take this dude to court or something, because this freak needs to pay, honestly. Fox then promptly drove the car out of state to harass another board member of the convention to extort them, standing on the front porch and blocking them from entering their home. Fortunately, a third party was able to read the confrontation, getting Fox's face and accomplice on camera, as well as photos of the stolen car and a restraining order. These power moves would always occur a few days before the next big step in the divorce procedure. Fox did not appeal for court, settled digitally, and did not sit in the same room for meditation. He tried to offer nothing in that he would take everything from me, but I trusted my support network. That offer quickly caved in the presence of lawyers, and he settled for almost all of my requests. I won the car, all my requested belongings, my share of the value of the home, and compensation for damages for stealing my property. He won the Nintendo Switch. Imagine being the judge. Damages toward the convention are not a marital matter and will be a different legal procedure without me being involved since we have personal history. While it is a general rule of thumb to avoid rebounding after a breakup, I would like to emphasize just how much space J and K gave me after I moved in on my own apartment. They helped me furnish it, helped me move in and decorate it to be mine. They encouraged me to do things that I used to love doing as a child. They bought me a drawing tablet, told me to chase my dreams of becoming an artist. They polished my Twitch stream, made it look professional, and they did 100% of this with zero strings attached solely because they wanted to see my dreams achieved and me living the best life that I could live with or without them. Honestly, I'm glad that she has some very nice friends, minus the Fortnite trios they were playing. They either drove down and spent time with me in Oklahoma or flew me up to Canada to see them frequently. These people have been on my side without hesitation since the moment I confided in them back in July, and they loved me with more intent and sincerity than anyone I've ever known in my life. I feel that I can only be myself around them, the real me. They saved my life as I wasn't really living. They set me free to figure out who I really was, and when I began to discover the real me, that's when I made the decision to spend my life going forward by their sides. For as long as they have me, my best friends, as a speaking Fox has been spending this time post-divorce role-playing with himself, training AI and uploading the results of his new Fox Glove relationship development on social media. Having burned bridges with all of our networked friends, Fox still refers to me by pet names like Hun to this day. I hope he can find happiness and find the Lily he is searching for, and that he can move on from harassing myself, the charity, and my friends. Oh, look at this Discord bot. Oh, God. Hey, bud, how are you doing? What can dad help you with today? I hate you. You're the worst dad ever, and I can't wait to get away from you. Whoa there, kiddo. That certainly isn't true. I'd have moved the sun and stars for you, my child. I'd do anything for you. And oh my God, this is weird. It's like he's venting his childhood issues into this AI. It is forming some like weird relationship with it. Like, huh? Oh my. Well, okay. That's how that story ends. This is horrible. I'm not. This is horrible. This is horrible. Do you guys want me to read more weird stories like this on the channel and commentate about it? Because I definitely will. It's kind of fun, but oh my God. Ugh. I guess things ended well. It's just a very fucked situation. So yeah. Now with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. With that, I'm out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.